This is OpenAir from the CPR Performance Studio. I'm Alicia Sweeney. Denver folk musician Josh Dillard continues to pull inspiration from the music he was raised on for his new EP, Through the Eye of Time, out this month. Genres like country, pop, 50s and 60s doo-wop, and R&B all make it onto the release that was produced by his cousin. He joins us in the studio today to play a few songs and to talk about the musical history he shares with his cousin and the importance of listening to music on vinyl. Welcome back, Josh.
Hi, thanks so much for having us.
It's good to see you today, and you've brought along a big band to perform with you. And
A large gang.
a large gang of friends. Josh Dillard and friends. What are you going to start off with today?
We're going to start with a tune called Heart Grown Cold. How's your heart grown cold again? These forces of nature that cannot be slowed, just as the river will turn, the course it will flow, just as the tongue will decide which words it will hold. So if you got something to say, go on and say it, be bold. How's your heart grown cold again? Is it waned and withered from the cold north wind? Has it lost hope in wonder for what might have been? Has your heart grown cold again? They say the blame cannot lead the blame. So if you're looking for change, what did you have in mind before? We cannot move forward when we are trying to find what the past might disclose through the eye of time. The past might disclose through the eye of time. How's your heart grown cold again? Is it waned and withered from the cold north wind? Has it lost hope in wonder for what might have been? How's your heart grown cold again?
From his new EP, Through the Eye of Time, Josh Dillard in our studio. Tell me about the story behind this song.
Well, actually, my mother used to always drive me to school in this old baby blue 1982 Toyota Tercel. We called it the tin can. And for some reason, only the AM worked on the radio. So we would always just listen to AM country radio station, which was like all country from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And it's always such a great thing to think back on, and definitely educated me on people like Buck Owens and George Jones and those types of guys. So that song was inspired by those fellas.
Helped shape your, the tin can helped to shape your musical love.
A little bit.
I realize that you probably come from an incredibly musical family. I know your brother's a musician. You brought him in the studio the first time you came here. You have your wife here today, and your cousin Pete helped you produce both albums and this new one. Tell me about your kinship.
Yeah, we've actually worked on every single project I've ever put out, and he spent a lot of years with the band The Explorers Club, a pretty big band out of South Carolina. They were on Dead Oceans, actually. And we grew up together, and spent a lot of summers together because we always lived in different cities, but picked up instruments around the same time and always listened to the same oldies radio station and would request songs for each other from different towns while listening to the cool 105. But yeah, and listened to a lot of records. And so that's really kind of informed and built like a really strong history between us, to the point where there's like a mutual understanding that is kind of unspoken in terms of how we want things to sound, what we want it to feel like. And so it's always just worked really easily to put out albums together. And it was a big honor to have him produce this last EP.
So with that relationship that you two have, when he's helping you produce it, does he write a lot of the music alongside you, or what's that like?
No, all the songs usually come in full form by the time he hears it. And then we'll just kind of work out how we particularly want it to sound. And since he plays a lot of different instruments, including the pedal steel and other instruments, he usually writes a lot of stuff, and it always ends up sounding how exactly I want it to sound. So it's cool that I don't have to give him that much direction. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Another thing about digging into your musical past is that you're putting out this new record on 180 gram vinyl. No big deal.
Yeah.
Why is it important to you to do that?
I mean, I guess, vinyl's gotten really popular these days. But I mean, my cousin and I, we just grew up on vinyl. I can still remember going through my dad's stash when I was really little and coming across like Simon and Garfunkel's Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme, just being like, what is this? Because there's all those songs like the B tracks that you wouldn't hear on the oldies station.
Right.
So it's just stuff like that that really informed us as kids and kind of built that love for music that we have, a lot of which is older music.
Mm-hmm. Why is listening to records an experience for you?
I mean, it's just always been a little bit more intentional. You really are just forced to sit there with it and change the sides and look at the massive album and the art and the lyric notes and all that. So that's always been fun. It's really nostalgic for me. So it's that makes it even more meaningful to actually put it on vinyl. I know it's really popular, but it's meaningful in other ways for us too to be able to release it this way.
Yeah. Well, we're going to hear another song from your new EP, Through the Eye of Time. Josh Dillard is in our studio today. This song, it's got a long song title. I'd much rather die with my boots on me.
That's it.
Tell me about this one.
It was actually a line that was attributed to an old gunslinger, Doc Holliday, actually. He was like really close friends with Wyatt Earp. He was originally like a dentist in the South. He got tuberculosis, so he came out to the Southwest for his lungs. And he just ended up being a gambler and was really quick on the draw, so he became really infamous. And he always said that he would die with his boots on. He was just a really bold and comical individual. But he actually died with his boots off, laughing to himself, telling the nurse, this is really funny. It's a really interesting story. It's like slightly morbid, but he kind of still viewed it through rose-colored glasses, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of, the song's inspired by that tag.
We're going to hear it now. This is Josh Dillard in the CPR Performance Studio.
Go on now, sister, to explain liberty. But if the canaries in the coal mine, it ain't singing in the tree. You used to believe the one who serves will sing rain, but you've rechristened your name. The floor is flattened to plains. I'd much rather die than to live in these chains. You don't let disguise you live in deceit, and I won't tip my cap to your apathy, though I too am tempted to drown in this slothful dream. I'd much rather die with my boots on me. I'd much rather die with my boots on me. So say what you will, throw your life to the wind, but I won't stand still till the bitter end. For to lay down in roses is to lay down in thorns. I'd much rather die now or had never been born. I'd much rather die now or had never been born. Let's take a little drive to the hills of Ohio. Set that city life aside. Up in old Ohio, up in old out of mind. So tell your troubles all goodbye. Up in old Ohio. Down on Old Pleasant Avenue, there is a place my mind is held in view. There is a place where my heart longs to be. So won't you come with me tonight up to old Ohio? Such a sights and sit 'em high for feeling easy, feeling oh so right. Up old Ohio. Down on Old Pleasant Avenue, there is a place my mind is held in view. There is a place where my heart longs to be. So won't you come with me tonight up to old Ohio? Such a sights and sit 'em high for feeling easy, feeling oh so right. Up old Ohio. Up old Ohio. Up old Ohio.
Josh Dillard and his band in the CPR Performance Studio. Josh, I feel so underdressed for that song. I feel like I should be in a ballroom, not talking to you, but dancing along with someone to that.
There we go.
It's such a beautiful one. I feel like it could have existed in the Great American Songbook, 70 years ago.
Thanks. It's a very nice compliment.
Tell me about that one, writing it and...
Oh, wow. Well, I love easy listening music.
I know that about you.
So I think that definitely inspired the song. My mother's actually from this little town in California near Santa Barbara called Ojai. And my wife and I honeymooned there. And I just can remember going there as a kid. And even just from the time I was 14, always wanting and trying to write a song about Ojai. And there was a lot of bad ones. But this one kind of just came to the surface about a year ago. And yeah.
And it made it onto the new EP.
It made it on.
So this was supported, your new album, by a grant from Colorado Creative Industries, National Endowment for the Arts.
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
Yeah, we were really excited to hear about their desire to partner with us at the release. So Colorado Creative Industry is basically Colorado's art agency. So they kind of exist to, I guess, promote and enhance and support artistic endeavors of Colorado artists. And every year they put out a career advancement award, which is a grant to different types of artists depending on the year. And I don't know how many they gave out this year, but we were one of them that was selected. And yeah, it's just a huge blessing for them to partake in it, because obviously putting out music is a huge investment, and their partnership has been incredible.
Yeah, they're doing some great work.
They really are.
With Colorado music. So you recorded this one up in Lafayette.
We did, yeah. Actually, I've recorded all 4 of our releases in Lafayette with a guy named Dave Wilton, who is a part of a band called A Boy and His Kite.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were actually on the Twilight soundtrack.
I remember.
Yeah. He's a great guy. So many musicians love to work with him, and I started with him back when he was recording in his little apartment. But he's since moved into an old church that was built in like 1904 by old coal miner immigrants, and the space is incredible. So it's been awesome to be able to record the last 3 projects in that space.
Mm-hmm. You have one more song for us. This one is called Vanish Like a Mist.
Indeed it is.
Josh Dillard in the CPR Performance Studio. This is OpenAir 102.3 FM Denver Boulder, 88.3 Fort Collins.
Thanks so much for having us.
A man's troubles, they never seem to roll away. That howling waste of the wilderness, the storms that keep my soul at bay. And when you ask me why, I never seem to cry or have a heart of stone. I am a bag of bones when the full blaze of your heart has finally come and has shown on all our troubles. Every one of them, they will vanish like a mist. They will vanish like a mist. They will vanish like a mist before the rising sun. If I walked 1,000 miles, if I cried 1,000 tears, the deepest valley, it wouldn't make them disappear, no. Like a wave upon the shore, like the grain upon the floor, I shall slowly dissipate, the chaff will separate. When the full blaze of your heart has finally come and has shown on all our troubles, every one of them, they will vanish like a mist. They will vanish like a mist. They will vanish like a mist before the rising sun.
This is an open air exclusive from the CPR Performance Studio. Josh Dillard and his band. His EP Through the Eye of Time is out this month. His release show is November 13 at Everyday Joe's in Fort Collins, and here in Denver, November 14th, Syntax Physic Opera with Nathan and Steven and Joe Sampson. You can get the details about both of those shows on our open air events calendar online at openaircpr.org. As always, Josh Dillard, thanks so much for coming in.
It was a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us again.